Hello then folks, and welcome back to the simulation of Manchester United starting from tier 6 and building their way back up towards the Premier League, where they're most known for being, of course. So last time we met them, this is where we were. Michy Batshuayi just being the top goal scorer in the Sky Bet League 2. Manchester United had 134 points and are still unbeaten for the last 3 seasons. The question is, how will they do in League 1, the Championship and the Premier League? In this video, we're going to find out. It's fair to say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his time so far has done quite well. FA Trophy winners 4 years in a row, and he's won 177 games with only 7 lost. It's quite impressive. Then again, they are playing all of the lesser sides in England, so, you know, in terms of quality viewers, not in terms of club level. What am I saying? I'm just trying not to upset anyone, viewers. That's all. All right, let's see how they're going to do in League 1. Let's find out. Now, here we are then, another year in. Now, we observed last time that Manchester United didn't spend anywhere near as much. They've won the league, obviously. I mean, this is becoming a theme now, isn't it? They've finally got hot prospects coming through. I've got to say, he's 16 to be fair, so he is quite good. I was going to say he didn't look that good, but then I realised he's 16. Jack Deal, which, yeah, lovely name. Paul Pogba's still there, captain, just loving it. 20 goals for him this season in League 1. Pogba's getting better the harder it's supposed to be. Let's take a look then. League 1. Paul Pogba, he's top goal scorer in the league. David De Gea continues to have the best average rating of any player I've ever seen, but conceded 17 this season. That is interesting. Played a few more matches, to be fair to him. Still, he had more clean sheets as well, though, so it doesn't even matter. 134 they scored in the previous year. How many did they get in this season? 128 points. So, Sky Bet League 1, they have topped the table. Are you surprised, viewers? 128. They still haven't lost. Oh my God. They're just never losing. They've conceded 20, though, which I think is slightly more than previously. Mansfield got 3 against them. They drew quite a few games this year. Coventry, Shrewsbury, Portsmouth, Forest Green and Burton. That's definitely the most amount of draws I think they've had. But they still, in the league, remain unbeaten. Transfer-wise, now, I didn't spend a lot previously. They've spent 336 million, viewers, in League 1. What is happening? A few players have left, to be fair. They did bring in quite a lot of money as well. Angel Gomez went, Jesse Lingard went, Dalot went, Chong went, Bastillo went, Phil Jones left. I mean, no, I can't believe they still got promoted. So lots of players did actually leave this time. But look at what they've done. They've spent some of these transfers? Jack Clark from Tottenham, just 88 million. Worth it. Definitely worth. What on earth? Wilfred Ndidi from Leicester, 81 million. On 100k a week. Harvey Barnes, Casper Dolberg, Martin Odegaard has joined. Reece James, one of the best fullbacks in English football. Not being capped, weirdly, yet, but still. I mean, they've spent an outrageous... Like, you look at the previous years, right? They've always spent quite a lot of money. Last year, they didn't really spend that much at all. Previous years, though, about 160, was it? 170? Let's just go through quickly. So, first year, 47 million. Ridiculous. Next year, 144 million. Ridiculous. Then they had some moral compass, viewers, and decided not to spend all the sponsorship money, and then decided that that was a silly idea, and 300... Like, they needed to. It's just not logical, is it? It just isn't logical. The team that they're putting out in most games, De Gea in goal, Reece James, Twinzebe, Maguire, Shaw, Pogba and Ndidi, Trossard one side, Barkley behind Dolberg and Wan-Bissaka. Like, this team, look at the bench. Jack Clark, who they spent 88 million on, isn't even making the team. Like, this team would compete in the Premier League, and it will, I suspect. It's going to. This team, let's face it, this team is about to blitz the Championship. I wonder if they'll lose in the Championship. That's one place you think finally it might happen, because their team's obviously pushing towards the Premier League, and we see lesser Premier League sides always beating the top 6 now and again. Goodness gracious, what? It's just daft, isn't it? So if Manchester United, as they currently were in this simulation, of course, you might have other simulations where they lose. They've gone through the Vanarama National North, the Vanarama National, League 2 and League 1 without league defeat. How do they do it in the Cups? Okay, so let's take a look here. They're beating Inter Milan in friendlies pre-season and Porto. And Atletico Madrid beaten as well. So let's see then. They're very good at certain things. FA Cup defeat. Arsenal beat them in the FA Cup. Wait, hang on. No way. They've beaten Arsenal and Chelsea in the Carabao Cup 2-1, and on penalties they've beaten Liverpool. They've beaten Liverpool in the final. They've beaten Liverpool in the final of that. They've beaten Liverpool in League. Oh my God. So they're in Europe then next season. They're in the Championship and they're in Europe. What's happening in the Premier League? Are all the other teams not good anymore then? Liverpool won the league. And United beat them. Oh my word. Liverpool have got Frankie de Jong. It's a madness, viewers, is what it is. It's an absolute madness. Right, let's find out what happens next season. They're into Europe. I need to know now. All right, Manchester United. What have you been doing? They've won the Championship, obviously. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still there. Now, have they lost a game, viewers? This is big. Look at the graph. Look at the bloody graph. I love the graph. The graph's everything. The graph is sensational. But let's see then. What? Oh, please have lost a game. Have they lost a game? We still don't know. They've won the league, though. Have they lost a game? They lost a game! It happened! I don't know why I'm so pleased about it, but finally, who was the team to do it? Stoke City are the team to beat them. I think Stoke have been in the Premier League in this save as well a little bit, but there you are. It's just dawned on me. Where are Chester? Now, for those that didn't watch the first episode, we replaced United with Chester, who are did they get promoted? League 2, they finished decent, actually. Well, they finished 4th. Oh, they nearly got promoted back up. I suspect they've had quite a rocky journey. 8th in League 2 last season, and then 4th in League 2. So they've stabled out around League 2, which is quite nice, really. You would think with some of the money they've got, they're now rich. So have they been spending big in the transfer window? Okay, this is starting to happen now. The Premier League money and the parachute payments. They bought a player from Manchester United for 7 million in League 2. It's happening again, viewers. Previous to that, they spent pretty much no money, and then this year in League 2 have spent 10 million. Madness. Ike Pozzo played for them. I like that. Right, back to United. We know oh dear me, we know that they were in Europe, don't we? Please don't have won the Europa League. Please don't have won the Europa League. Okay, so, they're in the Euro Cup 2. Oh, they're not in the Europa League. Sorry. They're in this secondary European competition. They've probably won it then. In the cup competitions, West Brom beat them on penalties. They've played a lot of games. They're going to have played an outrageous amount of games. Euro Cup 2, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, all sorts. So there's the Stoke defeat in February where they've played, and look how many fixtures they're playing per month here. As we go down, I notice, viewers, we're at this point, they're still in the FA Cup, still in the Euro Cup 2, playing Kiev, PSV. I'm now doing it slower and slower. They're through to the final of that. They've won the FA Cup. They've won a treble. Manchester United this season have won a treble. They've won the FA Cup, the Euro Cup 2, and the Championship. What on earth? Like, this is... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I thought they'd be quite good. As I say, I thought they'd shed a lot more players. I didn't think they'd be this good. I know they've got a really talented team, right? But at the same time, they have lost a lot of players while still bringing players in. They spent 242 million. That's part of it, I imagine. They're just going to Lyon and Barcelona and Atletico Madrid and just going, we'll have them, bring them over. They sold a few players. Once again, Reece James has gone to PSG now. Wan-Bissaka moved on. Ben Davis. Like, Wan-Bissaka there, that's quite interesting, isn't it? Aaron Wan-Bissaka's gone to Brentford. He's been there 4 years at the age of 26, and he's not really developed. You wonder if not being in the Premier League, playing as properly good players, has hindered some of these other players. So the most expensive player they've got was Angelino from Watford, former Manchester City left-back, ironically enough. 1/4 from Villa, of course, a Tottenham player at the start of the game. I'm just seeing if they've brought in any regens. They don't appear to have brought any in. Ricardo Pereira's there, standard. Okay, so they've brought a couple of regens down the bottom here from Club Brugge and from Zebra, but yeah, okay. How's Jack Deal coming on? He's getting better. He's improving. Played a couple of times in the first team as well. Jack Deal's becoming a part of this. So at long last, they have returned then to the Premier League, where this is going to be fascinating. First year in the Premier League. These are supposed to be good teams. West Brom beat them in the Cup, right? So what's your prediction? Before we go into it, where do you think they're going? I've got to go top half at least. They've won the FA Cup. Like, they've beaten all of the top 4 pretty much this season. Will they lose more games? That's the question. Okay, first year in the Premier League. Imagine if they win the Premier League. That'll be disgusting. Okay. Breaking news. They've not won the Premier League. They must have lost a fair amount of games then at long last. Only 9! They've only lost 9! And they lost to the Big 6. So, like, it makes all the rest of the Big 5. Oh, my word. They've got into the Champions League. Look at the graph! Look at it! So, scheduling-wise, they've done all sorts. They were in the Europa League after winning Euro Cup 2. Carabao Cup knocked out to Southampton. So they've definitely, finally, viewers, they found it tougher. They didn't win the Community Shield either. So at long last, it has got more difficult for them. They were knocked out of the European Cup, the Europa League, by Dortmund in the second knockout round. So it took a long time, but it had to get them back to the Premier League for them finally having moments of struggle, which is nice. I just think for football, they bought a player for 100 million. The Belgian, Yari, we'll go with. Yeah, they bought him for 100 mil from Arsenal. And he's had a good year. Leroy Sané joined from Barcelona. Mason Mount. Coutinho has joined on loan. There's just no rules anymore. And the sales they've had are just players they've brought in previously they've just got rid of. Like they've not sold much academy talent there, I can tell. Goals wise, Casper Dolbo's done pretty well. Paul Pogba is a phenomenon. From the Vanarama North to the National to League 2 to League 1 to the Championship to the Premier League, it's just had a 7 point something rating all the time. Let's check De Gea's rating. Now, De Gea, as we know, was doing fantastically well in terms of his average match rating. Is he still here? There he is, David De Gea. For some reason, I couldn't see him. Well, then. So to get a 7 point something, viewers, on Football Manager, if you're a goalkeeper, all you need to do, and this is a tip for everyone, just get 25 clean sheets, and you might get up there. I mean, what a shock, what a culture shock for De Gea that is. But some of these players then, that were there at the very start, have stuck with Manchester United through all 6 tiers. That's the thing I think I find most ridiculous, really. So going through, David De Gea is one, of course, Harry Maguire, Twinzebe, Luke Shaw. If you see Academy Youth prospects here that I'm not aware of, let me know. Paul Pogba, that stayed for the entire time, and I think, actually, that's it. So there's only a few players there. Pogba, Shaw, Twinzebe, Harry Maguire, and David De Gea. They're the main ones. I don't think I'm missing anyone. If I am, again, apologies. So there's 4 players. That's actually, from the very start, I thought they would end up with more than that. But no, they've only kept 4. But they do just have, like, if you'd have played FM a few years ago, they've just got all the Wonder Kids from a few years ago. They've just got Mason Mount, Odegaard. They've got Dolberg in there as well. Leroy Sané's in the side. It's just quite funny to look at. But there you are. They're not bad, are they? They've got quite a good team. And it's pretty outrageous. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know if he goes down as one of like the best managers ever. In fact, we can check that, can't we? He's not even Norway's greatest ever manager, which is kind of strange because they don't count the lesser trophies. That's interesting. So, of course, the Hall of Fame it won't have all the other trophies he's won. It only matters on like the top tier trophy, which I guess is fair enough. Yeah, it makes sense. Otherwise, you could just win League One and League Two and be considered one of the best managers of all time. But there he is, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's had a decent career at United, and they've won quite a lot. I was going to see like how at what point they'll win the league. I suspect in the next few years they will win the league. I'm not going to simulate any further. It's incredible to me that in that amount of time, and we talked about it last time, right? It's the sponsorship power. It's the amount of money they create in terms of the sponsors that put them into this position. And we should maybe do this, as I said before, with a side like Norwich, who are new to the Premier League, don't have all these sponsorships in place, and see if they can even get back. I think they'd find it so much more difficult. But there we are. Manchester United, after 6 years, are back in. They're not even like mid-table, not surviving relegation. They're back into the Champions League. And the irony of this, really, is that they can't do that now. So the best thing for United fans, really, is to go down, lose 1 game in 5 years like domestically, and then just get back into the Champions League. Maybe consider it, guys, at Old Trafford. Is Ed Woodward still in charge? That's interesting. Now, we didn't touch on this, but I'm now seeing the Glazers, not the owners. So yeah, in 2023, sorry you missed this, but the Glazers, in 2024, Avram Glazer left. They had a takeover bid. Oh no, sorry, there was a takeover bid that failed from Zoran Tosic. But in 2024, finally, the Glazers left. So you just got to wait some years. But dearie me, they've done all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 trophies. It's not bad. It's like a lower league glory hunter, which you can watch now over on my channel. But there we are then. Hopefully you've enjoyed that as an experiment. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, make sure you drop a like on it, and we'll of course do some more at a later date. This has been really fun to do. So yeah, I've been enthused by doing this sorts of thing. Basically, I've not done these for 4 years, so getting involved in some experiment stuff and some simulation stuff is actually quite good fun. So hopefully you enjoy watching it, and yeah, because I enjoy making it. So again, if you have done, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again for more of these in the future. We'll have with care. From until next time, goodbye. This was Manic. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you've got any suggestions for upcoming simulations, then let me know, and yeah, we'll do them for you and produce the content. These are fun.